used to know. I'll bet you 10 that it's her again, that girl from long ago. She wanted California, she got Oregon, I hear. I think it's fair to warn you, I ain't been myself in years. No, I ain't been myself in years. What's left of it all went with her in a box of broken dreams. Tell your friends I loved you then, and always will, it seems. That evening breeze reminds me, so soft against my ear. Before she was behind me, I ain't been myself in years. No, I ain't been myself in years. Sometimes I hear her laughing, sometimes I see her face, sometimes I think that she's coming back to fix this broken place, this broken place. It's too easy to see right through me, too late to change my ways. I'll tell your friends I loved her when I wasn't in the haze. That evening breeze reminds me, so soft against my ear. Before she was behind me, I ain't been myself in years. No, I ain't been myself in years. I ain't been myself in years. That might not be the saddest song ever, but it's super lonesome. Well, as anyone who's seen Spinal Tap knows, the saddest key is D minor. Of course.
That thing doesn't
But that's
go
actually,
to 11.
it's no, there's no 11 on this sound system. Okay. It was actually in D, so it was close, but it wasn't D minor. I think I've misled you, actually.
It's a D minor. I think he was joking. He said D.
Okay, great. Awesome. This is another song I made up, and we just remembered how it goes.
Here it goes.
Now we remembered how it goes. Well, Maxwell was a measured man. Played his his cards with a heavy hand. Till the day his fortune fell. Asked me how I knew him well. Born into a family, stomp in the place of a family tree. Only child left alone, mother dead and his father gone. Max, well my boy, what will be your fate? Ooh, it's not too late. Max, well my boy, what will be your fate? Was on the highest hill, standing there and standing still, looking back as he neared the end, no one there to call him friend. All he had was all he'd own, behind the silent walls of stone. Max, well my boy, what will be your fate? Not too late. Max, well my boy, what will be your fate? Again. Measured man, played my cards with a heavy hand. Just never know, this lonesome tale is my own. And when the night bird sings its song, and I regret all I've done, I recall those darkest days, and I thank the Lord that a man can change. Max, well my boy, what will be your fate? Oh, it's not too late. Max, well my boy, what will be your fate? Oh, it's not too late. Oh, it's not too late. I mentioned before I lived in Nashville for a little while, and that was entirely by accident. I didn't set out to do that, but there was a band, the String Dusters were starting there, and they couldn't find a bass player, if you imagine that. Couldn't find a bass player in Nashville, so they asked me to move out there. I was perfectly content being a ski bum and working at a golf course and playing bluegrass at weddings and for beer. But that was not to be, so I moved to Nashville and I lived there for a long time. And it's hard in Nashville because everyone takes everything so seriously, and music has never really been something worth taking seriously for me. And the older I get, the less anything really seems worth taking seriously, now that I think about it. But one day I was hanging out with two friends of mine, and we were talking about how how lonesome it was in Nashville. The sun is gray there, it's gray. It's always gray. It's in a bowl, it's always gray, the air quality's bad. And the fiddle player was telling us a story about how he was in a session, he was trying to read the chart and he couldn't quite understand it. And so he came over to the talkback and they were about to roll the song and he's like, hey, Byron was the guy running the session. He's like, hey Byron, can you tell me what happens here? And Byron was not having it. He was like, dude, Jeremy, just read the chart, man. Just read the chart. And so we wrote this song. Just read the chart, man. It's called Windy in Nashville. Well, it's windy in Nashville today. I don't think that I'm gonna stay. As hard as it blows, it won't take me away. I've been here too long, just singing my song. It's windy in Nashville today. It's hard luck in Nashville tonight as the band's playing under the light. 3 a.m. Broadway is blinking its eye. I keep playing it on till the last drinker's gone. Windy in Nashville today. Well, the morning comes 6 hours late. The sun is shining, but the sky is still gray. My dues piling up like the bills I can't pay. Night after night, they're always inside. Well, it's hard luck in Nashville tonight. Well, they don't want your soul in the song. When the session is headed for dawn, the suits have gone home, but the mics, they're still on. Don't play from the heart, just follow the chart. It's windy in Nashville today. Yeah, don't play from the heart, son. Just follow the chart. This is a song I wrote a few weeks ago, and I'm going to try to remember it. I have the words printed out so I don't make a mistake, but I can't really read them because I'm not 21 anymore, and my eyes don't work like they used to. I've adopted this saying. I heard this saying, how old would you be if you didn't know how old you were? And I love it, because I can be 28 forever and ever and ever, but I'm not. It's called How Do You Know? Whoops. I'm surprised that's the first time that's happened tonight. It's generally a regular occurrence. If this gets too slick, you just flag us down and we'll rough it up for you a little bit. We'll make this show we'll grind it to a halt, play some things in the wrong keys, complain about my allergies a little more.
Must be the right key.
How do you make love stay? If you got love, can you give it away? How do you make a love grow? If you think you're in love, tell me, how do you know? Is it still there in the morning when the night goes on too long? Does it come on without a warning? Do you wonder if it's wrong? How do you let love be? If you got love, can you give it to me? How do you know it's true? If you think you're in love, tell me, what would you do? You feel it in the morning, steady as a stone. Does it come on without warning, even when you're all alone? Set love free. If you got love, you can leave it with me. How do you let love go? If you think you're in love, tell me, where will it go? It'll be here in the morning, and the evening glow is gone. Come on without a warning, it was with you all along. How do you make love stay? If you got love, can you give it away? How do you let love grow? If you think you're in love, tell me, how do you know? If you think you're in love, tell me, how do you know? If you think you're in love, tell me, how do you know? Thank you. I made that up. Isn't that weird? You know what I mean? Like a song like that, like there's nothing to it. There's like nothing there. It sounds like like somebody else wrote it. Like, you know, like it's like one of those tunes. Like somebody else wrote it. Like it was already like, you ever hear anybody talk about that? Any songwriter talk about that, about how they don't really write the song, they just like bring it into form, bring it into existence? I think that's such an interesting phenomenon. That's always how I feel whenever a song is worth making up, is that it just kind of like I was driving home, it was a really rainy day, I had the kids in the car, and I took them out to Lake Toxaway to look at the waterfall, and you know, not a great place to take your kids to look at a waterfall. It's like right on the highway, and they're like running back and forth between like the chain link fence and the concrete, and they're like picking up rocks and throwing them at traffic and throwing them, and then it's like, okay, it was actually the day that the power was out last winter for like forever. Power was out forever. So finally I'm like, all right, kids, each of you pick out a couple of rocks, we're going to Waffle House. And so we went to Waffle House. They love Waffle House. I love Waffle House. I'm not ashamed to say it. It's not a guilty pleasure. And in fact, it's an interesting thing. I think guilty pleasure should be banished from our vocabulary. I don't think you should ever feel guilty about pleasures like that. Like Taylor Swift. I mean, I love that stuff, right? Waffle House? Am I wrong? Anyway, I was driving back and I was listening to some music, and that song, like, that just kind of like came into my head, and I went home and I just kind of like made it. I like made it up, but I didn't really make it up. It's remarkable. I'm sorry, I'm rambling, but I just find it so sort of strange how that happens, and I think that's, you know, it's like we're lucky that that's how it works sometimes for people. Because so many great songs I think have been written like that. They just sort of occur, and I think a lot of people take credit for things that they probably shouldn't. You know, like it comes from wherever, you know, whatever you're into, you know. I have to get into the spiritual stuff. Like, it comes from whatever that is up there. Anyway, I wrote this. This is like the second song I ever wrote. I wrote this when I was a kid, basically. It's called Long Lonesome Day. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is held in my hands. Rain falls hard on the ground round where I stand. Then light shining half a mile away. It's been a long and lonesome day. Yeah, it's been a long and lonesome day. Never gone my way, only passed me by. Oh, such a long time to go from yesterday. Been a long and lonesome day. Yeah, it's been a long and lonesome day. Hillside, here I am again. Love to catch a ride, stick my thumb out in the wind. Shouldn't look behind me, it don't ever pay. Been a long and lonesome day. Yeah, it's been a long and lonesome day. Been a long and lonesome day. I just got a couple more here. And I have no encore planned, so don't get any ideas. Actually, that's one of the most presumptuous things I could have said right there. I'm really sorry.
Stop one song early.
I thought about that already. I just thought I would be honest. Man, it's just...
Allergies don't get better at home.
Sometimes it's amazing, you know, you open your mouth and then you hear what you say and you're like, wow, that's where I'm at right now. Wow. 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 It's like, maybe I shouldn't have left the house today.
We're happy you're here.
Thank you. I'm so grateful that you all showed up and that you're hanging out. It means the world to me and Tommy. This is another song by the songwriter Benny Galloway, who's kind of my hero, and this is on the String Dusters' first record. And we never play it because it's so slow and so pretty. But it's called Poor Boy's Delight. Would you dance with me, Molly? It's Saturday night. There's a chill in the air. Do you think that you might wanna dance with me, Molly? To an old fiddle tune, playing soft like the wind through Virginia in June. Soft like the wind through Virginia in June. Would you dance with me, Molly? Do you think it'd be wrong to let down your hair, let them play us a song? Come and dance with me, Molly. You've got nothing to lose but to dance.